Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to Coffee and a Card. My name's Amanda and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'll just move my coffee out the way. And Monday morning I always do Coffee and a Card. Now today I'm doing a slightly more detailed card than I normally do, and the reason being is to practice layering techniques. Okay, I'm going to be using this lovely carousel horse here from the Carousel Birthday stamp set. I've just ordered this and I absolutely adore it. It's gorgeous. It does coordinate with the Cupcake and Carousel paper stack 6x6, which I've also just got in, so I'm having a play with it today. Now I'm going to make quite a nice special card today. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a lot of cutting and a lot of measuring and a lot of practicing. So we're starting off and we're going to cut our card base from Whisper White, and we're going to cut it at 9 inches by 4. So we're going to cut 9 inches long. I don't think it'll fit that way, will it? No, because it's only 8. 9 inch. 9 inch, save that, by 4. All of the measurements will be on my blog because there's quite a lot of cutting and measuring on this card. 9 inch by 4, score it in the middle at 4.5 to make your card 4.5 by 4. So it's quite a small card, but you can make your own custom envelopes, it's not difficult, and we're going to open it that way. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to cut the rest of the matting layers, and there's quite a few. So first of all we are using Soft Sky. Is it Soft Sky? It's Soft Sky. And we're going to cut this at 4.25 by 3.75. So I'm going to go there, 4.25 by 3.75. It's a stunning card, bear with me, you will not be disappointed. Okay, so that's the first layer. Then we want to go back with our white and we want a layer at 4 inch by 3.5 inch. So if we do 3.5 that way, cut, and then do the 4 inch that way, then we're not wasting as much paper. It also lets you practice how the best ways to cut things so that you're not wasting your paper. So that's that. Then we want another blue layer, and this is going to be 3.75 by 3.25. 3.75 by 3.25. You will have seen the finished card on the thumbnail when you saw the video in your listing. So that is what we're doing. There's gonna be another layer there, and then we are going to do a layer that we're going to emboss. So we want to cut that at 3.5 by 3, and I've already got mine here, and we're using this embossing folder here, which is just a little one, and it is 1/2 of, it's called Floral Affections. Floral Affection, and you get 2 little mini embossing folders in it. Okay, so we're using this one here, so we can move our cutter away now because we've done with that. Let me get my mat straight. I'll move so these are all going to layer onto there, so we're just going to bob them there a minute. Let me just get straight. I don't know why I've got, well, I know why I've got this shade here. It's the pole from a tripod. I am sorry. So I'm bringing my big show over. There's a ton. And I'm just going to, using the correct sandwich for embossing, I'm just going to run this through an embossing through the Big Shot. Mine's got all the layers. And we'll take that out. Beautiful. Take that out, put that to one side. Let's shift this. Shift it out of way. It's like weightlifting. Right. So then we've got this. You can just see the beautiful embossing there. Absolutely lovely. And I have also pre-cut 2 ovals using the layering ovals. Now I know I don't normally use loads of different things when I'm making a card. I normally stick to one thing, but this is quite a special card. So if you've got some kind of ovals, if not, you know, you can hand cut out what we're going to stamp and stick it on that way. There's always more than one way to skin a cat, as we say in Yorkshire. So I have used a scalloped oval and a plain round oval, and these are the larger one. The scallop one is from edge to edge 3 1/4, and that one's 3, so they just nest nicely. And what I've done is I've cut a soft sky and a whisper white. Okay, and we're going to stamp on this one. So I've already mounted the horse there, and I'm using soft sky, so I'm keeping the colours minimum. Just whisper white and soft sky. And my task now is to try and get this onto my oval, because normally I would stamp and then die cut. It's easier, but when you're videoing, it's awkward having die cut machine out. So I'm just going to move it down here. Excuse me if my head gets in shot. I'm just going to try and get this on here as best I can. As I say, I would advise that you stamp and then die cut. Okay? Because it's easier. Rather than trying to aim for a certain specific part. I've not done too bad there. Could have done better. But it's not, in fact, no, I don't like it. It's not central. I'm going to turn it over. No, I'm not. Because the die cut leaves a slight lip. I'll manage with it like that. But as I say, I would stamp and then die cut. Right now I'm going to start and put my card together, and this is one of the reasons you'll see I've done the card, is to practice your layering. Practice your cutting, 1/4 inch small for everything, and layering them up. And what I have found is it can be easier, although I use fast fuse and snail a lot for quickness on videos. You actually, it's easier. Come on, come out. When it'll come out, it is anyway. It can be easier, one would say, to use a wet glue, because then you've got a little bit of what they call wiggle time. A bit like hammer time, but wiggle time. A bit of wiggle time for getting it, you know, lined up if you want it spot on. So let's have a look here. And get that in as lined up as I can, and then I do have time to just adjust it if I want, but that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Got that quite straight. So then we can go on with the next one, which is whisper white layer, more glue. So yeah, it's a bit more complicated than normal for coffee and a card, is this. But I'm practicing. So while I'm practicing, you're practicing. Oh dear. It also gets you where you kind of start getting used to your measurements without really thinking about it. And if you can get used to your measurements without thinking about it, you're not going to waste card. Now, I know some people do gut their card. Which means you cut the middle bit out. I don't want to faff about doing that on video. If I was making a lot of cards and I wasn't doing it just for demonstration, I would do that. But I'm only demonstrating, you know, my supplies are paid for by my job. So it's alright, you know, to use it. Obviously, if you're a crafter and you're being sparing, you cut the middle part out of the card that, you know, you're not going to see. Or if you've got a die that cuts out squares that you can, you know, with the hole in the middle, as it were, you could use those. But also it just gives some weight and some kind of a luxury feel when you've got more cardstock on. And this card is designed as a card for perhaps a little boy, a baby boy, a christening card. That was the kind of idea that I went for, and I wanted an elegant feel to it. I haven't added a sentiment because I don't have a specific christening one, but I think the card speaks for itself, and you can write your personal message inside. I think you don't necessarily need a great big, you know, sentiment daubed all over the front of a card for it to get the message across what it's for. Now that is absolutely beautiful. Now those raised flowers, you could ink them, but I'm not going to, because I want it to be really, really elegant and really delicate, so I'm not going to do that today. This shadow's bugging me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right, so I'm going to get my dimensionals. Do I have them? There they are. And I'm going to start layering up my carousel horse. It's not that... It seems a complicated long card, but once you've done all the cutting, it's quite straightforward, to be honest. I'm going to put plenty on because I want it to have nice dimension. Because, you know, it's a special card for a special reason. Get these off, get off. I hope everybody, it's been Mother's Day in the UK and England this weekend. I know in America, you ladies have it at a different time. I'm not sure about Australia and all the other countries when they have their Mothering Sunday. But in England, it was this Sunday, so yesterday. And I had a nice relaxing time. I ate some food I shouldn't have because I'm meant to be on a diet, and I tidied all of my craft room stroke dump and designed a few cards, including this one. So I had a lovely day, lovely day. And the day before I went out with one of my older daughters and went and had my nails done. Woohoo! So that they won't look manky on my videos. Also, I don't know about anybody else, but if I've got nice polish on my nails, don't bite them. Right, we're just going to put this now in the, and it will just fit in the centre of this embossing. It covers it slightly, but because you're raised up on your dimensionals, it still looks fab. And there you go. I'll just zoom in slightly. Oh no, that's out, Amanda. Zoom in slightly. Sorry about the shadow. As I say, I would stamp and then die cut, and then you'll get your image more central than that. If I show you my sample card. This was the first one I did. It was slightly more central because I did it that way around, but I still think it looks fab, and I think that's a really, really elegant card. I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.